Welcome back, everyone. In this video, our goal is to further explore how we can go about adding grass, I'm using air quotes here, in order to make foliage meshes appear on another landscape layer. It doesn't just have to be applied to grass. You can apply this system to your rock layer, your snow layer, your path layer, your mud layer. It doesn't matter. Okay, so what we're going to do is come under our Content, Landscape, Foliage, Grass Types folder. I'm going to right-click in some empty space here. We're going to come under Foliage, Landscape, Grass Type. Select that. And we're going to name this new grass type LG_path_01. And I'm going to double-click on it to open it up, and I will dock it across the top here. Now I'm going to be adding two grass varieties here, so I'm going to click on this plus button once and twice, and let's go ahead and expand out these two array elements here. And for this very first one, I'm going to be slotting in some dead leaves, the SM dead leaves, and you can see the pathway there. It is in our Kite Demo series of folders. Okay, and for some of our other settings here, I've got the grass density. I want to set this to be 15. I am not going to use the grid here. We will leave the cull distances alone for now. Let's see, scaling, let's do locking of the X and Y. So as the tooltips tells you, the X and Y will be the same random scale, but the Z will be another. So I'm going to set our X scale to be between 0.5 as a min and a maximum of 3. Same with the Y, 0.5 and 3. And the Z scale I'm going to set between a min of 1 and a max of 2. I will leave these two checked, random rotation, and we'll align it to our surface. However, I'm going to uncheck the decals and the dynamic shadows. These are going to be lying on the ground. We don't need dynamic shadows. No, we don't. All right, next one. Our element 1, we're going to set our mesh here to be. This one is Field Scabious, and this is also in the Kite Demo. It's going to just take a moment to load in there. All right, let's go. Our grass density is going to be 10. Pretty low density. No use of the grid. We'll leave the cull distances. Scaling, we will leave this as uniform. However, I am going to change the Z scale to be a minimum of 0.5. I'll leave the random rotation and align to the surface, but here too, I'm going to say it cannot receive decals and no dynamic shadows for you. Let's go ahead and save this right away. And let's jump out of here back to our main level editor here. And if I've got my landscape selected, I can access my landscape material by simply clicking on here to browse to that asset in our content browser. Good trick to know. Then, of course, we can double click on this to open it up. Again, those of you that took the landscape material shortcut, you're working with that material. I'm going to double click on our created material here. And we added this node to our landscape material in the last video. Now, we can add more grass types right here by clicking on this plus button. So we're going to click on this. And of course, it's going to say now we've got an input missing. Just exit out of there. Expand out this new array element. And here we got to give this a name. Now again, the name here does not really matter. Although I recommend that you name this exactly the same as your landscape layer so that you don't get confused. I will call this path. And the grass type I want to slot in here is going to be applied to our path layer eventually. So I'm going to slot in our LG path that we just created. And now, just like I did up here, I have to create, right click, do a search for landscape. It is going to be this landscape layer sample. You select this, and now the name that you apply in here does matter. So this one, I am going to give it the parameter name of path, and this is what is going to link our path paint layer to the grass type that we assign in here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and save this, and it's going to take a little while to recompile here, so I'll save and join you in just a moment. Okay, our landscape material has finished recompiling. Now, here I am back in landscape mode. Got my paint tab selected, and I don't actually have any of my path layer painted anywhere in this landscape. So I'm going to make sure I've got path selected here. I'm going to increase my brush size, and I want to zoom on down here so I can see what I'm doing and see some of these meshes appear. And now if I left click and start applying some path, of course shaders are going to recompile because this is a new layer for my landscape blueprint brush level. There we've got some path applied in here. It looks kind of similar to my mud, really. And you'll notice that as we apply this, if I zoom on down, you can see some flowers in there. Let me just minimize my brush size here. As well, whoopsie, a little bit too far, as well as some clumps of leaves, right? Now, obviously, it takes a lot of fine tuning to make this look how you want it to. If I jump back into my grass type here, my LG path, and let's just say I wanted to really overdo it with the field scabious, those purple flowers out there, I could crank this up to say 500. Let me jump back into here, and you can see you got purple flowers galore. Now maybe that's what you want on your painted path layer, maybe not. But it's a really simple means of adding some meshes no matter where you paint in your landscape. So now you've seen this work not just with grass, but with the path layer. And you can do this for all of these different layers. Maybe you want to have some scattered rocks wherever you paint your rock layer. Maybe whenever you're painting your snow layer around, you want little chunks of ice wherever you paint snow in your landscape. You can all do this using the exact same method that we just followed in this video. All right, I'm going to set my field scabious here back to 10 and click save. And guys, there you have it. Our landscape grass creations, a real easy way to make it so that wherever you paint a layer, you have some meshes that are automatically applied on top. Guys, that'll do it all for this video. We will see you in the next one.